Duquesne team that's the reigning conference champion get ready for league play from this time instead?
Yeah, the process continues. Um, I think we've made progress. Um, there's a lot of things that we're doing some good things in all three phases, but there's a lot to clean up. And I thought defensively, our attention to detail at times was lacking. Our communication of getting in and out of checks and um, everybody being on the same page. Um, that has to get better. Um, it's the detail that allows you to play well, and fun, that comes down to fundamentals, technique, the little things of executing. Getting your eyes where they need to be, getting your uh, you know seeing what you need to see and reacting accordingly. And I thought we had I think we learned a lot from the film, and now we got to put it to practice. I mean, it's just we played two games. We're 2-0. But now we got to keep getting better. That's just the way it goes. And offensively, we're doing some good things where we left some plays out there. Special teams wise, there were some good things, and there were we our punter, who we have a lot of confidence in, had a couple, got away from his technique on a couple plays, and had a bad day. But I mean, it's everything that I've seen is very correctable. But we need to keep working, and keep getting better each day and each week. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We'll be ready for Duquesne. We have an idea. They've played one game. We've played two. We had went back into their last year's stuff a little bit. They changed a little bit defensively in their approach defensively, but offensively it's similar. Maybe a little bit different personnel here or there, but it's about us. It's about us getting better this week.
They have, I think, 16 Division I transfers, so have they changed a little bit from? I know you only saw one game, but
I don't know. I mean, a little bit more defense. They've probably changed a little more defensively than they have offensively. Offensively, they kind of do what they do, and I think their quarterback's a good player. They throw it around a little bit. Their running back's a good football player, big physical runner. I mean, they're well coached. They execute pretty well.
well, the defense has come up with 7 turnovers in the first two games. What do you attribute that kind of to?
Well, I think we have more. We're ahead of where we were defensively last year. I mean, it it's just we got to clean up the things that need cleaned up. Our tech, the detail. I mean, I'm big on that. I'm big on fundamentals and technique, and at times we gotta when we play the right way, we're pretty good, and we can't have the lapses or the lack of communication. There are certain things that when we go into a game plan and we say, we're going to make these adjustments to these particular sets or whatever it may be, we all got to be on the same page, and we have to execute it that way. And at times, we started off the game sloppy, and really they were more some careless errors where we didn't recognize something either pre-snap or post-snap that needed to be recognized and talked about, and it hurt us. And didn't hurt us it hurt us in the game. We didn't lose a football game, but down the line, if you don't, you can't let those things happen. You got to come out on edge and focused and ready to execute the game plan exactly the way it's been drawn up. And that wasn't the case, especially to start the football game. We got better as the game went on, but that wasn't our standard.
Coach, freshman D4 has seen a lot of time in the first two games. What is it about him that's giving you the confidence in him acting out there?
Dee's a competitor, and he's very quick. He has really good feet. I mean, for the most part, he plays the ball pretty well. He got called on a couple PIs the other day that were some tough calls on him, but overall he's playing pretty well. Believe me, he's got some things that he needs to fix personally in his eye discipline, to getting his eyes in the backfield too much. But he's learning, he's growing. He's doing some really good things. He made a couple mistakes, but his mistakes are very correctable. But it's up to him to get them corrected.
One thing that stuck out to me over the first 2 games is when this team is facing some adversity, they seem to come together and play at the same level. They're not going backward. Where last year, sometimes that didn't happen. What allowed this team to come together in this moment?
Well, I think we have continuity this year. Last year, with all the injuries and musical chairs, so to speak, we weren't sure sometimes where we were going to get the leadership from. This year, I think it's a different dynamic, a different, I don't know how to say it, a little bit different culture about how there's more continuity, and I think it's showing. I think our team understands, A, that we have a chance to be a really good football team. B, we have a lot of work to do to become a really good football team. And if they continue to bring the type of energy and effort to the practice field that we have, then that gives us a chance. And that's been the case so far.
Well, you were an assistant with the 49ers. For them to be here, what's it mean for the program, the university, this area?
Well, we obviously, I would think everybody in the area, or most people in the area, have a lot of respect for the 49ers organization, with the Yorks being the owners and being a central part of what the organization is. I have great memories of my 3 years there, and so there's always a special place in my heart for the 49ers, and then, having from Mr. D, what he brought to the table, the opportunity that I got there to kind of get my career started, and now with John and Denise York and Jed being part of a huge part of the organization, I think I speak for most people in the area. We wish them well every single week, and it's great to have them here.
Outside of the novelty of just having them here, can this be good for your program, good for your players to kind of see how professionals handle their business in the practice field and the weight room, to see it firsthand? This is what pros do to get ready.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a little bit of interaction with them, but they're on a completely different schedule than we are, and I don't know how much we're going to give them their space and make sure that we don't want to be I don't want to be a distraction for them, and I don't want them to be a distraction for us. So we'll it won't be, and but yeah, if our guys have an opportunity to go out and watch practice a little bit, I think that'd be great, to see how these guys go about it. And Kyle, I go way, Kyle Shanahan. I don't know Kyle real well, but I coached with his dad. He was, I said yesterday on the radio that it makes me feel old, because Kyle was a young kid when I was coaching there, and but he's done a great job, and it doesn't surprise me. His dad was maybe as good a football coach as I've ever been around, so it doesn't surprise me that Kyle has kind of accelerated up through the ranks. A lot of times that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and that's obviously the case in that case, because Mike Shanahan was a great football coach, and Kyle's followed suit. So, but yeah, I think it'll be great. It's just good to have them around, to have and we have the facilities here that can accommodate them. That speaks volumes for everybody involved in how they've built this place.
We talked a little bit about offensive identity that's been created on Saturday. How much does the offensive line play a role in that? There's some new faces up there, but they seem to come together really quickly and led to more of the leading rushing attack in the FCS.
Yeah, our running game right now is it starts. Anytime to be a great football team, to be a championship football team, you got to execute on offense, and that starts with the run game. And we've been able to run the football the first couple of weeks. We've put a lot of yards up. We've done what we needed to do, and I think our guys are getting better. We're not perfect by any means, but they're playing physical. They're playing downhill, and that gives you a chance. But Coach Peterson's done a really good job with that group up front, and that they've responded well, and we've been committed to the run game, and I think we've shown people that we can throw the football when when we need to. But when you're running the ball as effectively as we have, I mean, you'd be crazy not to stick with it. And I think, but boy, we got a ways to go. We got a lot of things we got to get cleaned up, and the competition's only going to get better, and so we got to keep working on our balance and continuing to develop the offense as need be.
Is there anything different about this O-line than maybe other O-lines that you've coached? What is it about this O-line that's brought them together so quickly?
I think they communicate well. They practice well, and it always starts with what happens during the week. You earn the right to play well on Saturday, and right now they're practicing well. They're getting the mistakes corrected that they need to get corrected, and I'm seeing progress. And believe me, we got to continue to make progress because we're not perfect by any means. But they're playing at a pretty high level.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Duquesne brings to the table? Obviously, conference champion, playoff team last year.
Yeah, they play hard. They're sound. They're well coached. Quarterback's a good player. Makes good decisions, and they're not. I wouldn't say they're overly complicated. They thrive on execution, on doing what they do, and so I think it'll be a good test for us. I mean, they're a good football team.
You guys come out of that game fairly healthy.
Yeah, we're pretty healthy coming out. Yeah, we should be good. I expect everybody to practice today. I'm trying to think. I don't think we had any injuries in that game. Just your normal bumps and bruises, but we should be in good shape heading into Saturday.
As you prepare for these games, Coach, is there a balance you have to strike between giving your team all the look that they need to be prepared for, but also not giving them too much so that they can play fast and play quick?
Yeah, I think so. It's about playing fast and playing confidence. I always say in football, which it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And you're not going to win games. X's and O's are part of it, but it's about execution. And and that's always been the case. And it's only a good. I always tell coaches, especially young coaches, it's only a good idea if guys can execute it. And I think there is always that balance, and you got to be what you do with them in practice, how much you put on the call sheet. There's a lot of balance that has to happen as far as giving your guys a chance to be confident going into the game, and so they can play fast, play aggressive, and turn it loose.